In March of 1955, in Montgomery, Alabama, a quiet bus ride turned into a moment that would ripple through history. Claudette Colvin was just 15 years old, a schoolgirl with books in her lap and dreams still forming in her mind. She had spent the day learning about Black history, about Harriet Tubman, about Sojourner Truth, women who refused to bow when the world told them to. Their stories were still burning in her chest when the bus driver's voice cut through the air. "Y'all better move." White passengers had boarded. The rules of Jim Crow said Claudette had to give up her seat. But something stronger than fear held her still. She thought of her ancestors, of chains and whips, of voices never heard. She pressed her books to her chest and said, "It's my constitutional right." The bus went quiet. Police dragged her off, handcuffed her small wrists, and threw her into a jail cell meant for grown criminals. Alone in the dark, Claudette prayed, not to be freed, but to be brave. By morning, word spread through Montgomery's Black neighborhoods. A child had stood up by sitting down. Some adults worried. She was young. Poor, dark-skinned. The town whispered that she wasn't the right face for a movement. But in kitchens and churches, people felt something shift. If a 15-year-old girl could face jail, what excuse did anyone else have? Months later, when Rosa Parks refused to move, the city was ready. The bus boycott rose like a tide, and the movement found its moment. But Claudette had already paid the price. Her courage did not fade into silence. She became one of the 4 plaintiffs in Browder v. Gale, the court case that finally struck down bus segregation in Montgomery. While speeches echoed and cameras flashed elsewhere, Claudette stood steady in the background, helping bend the law toward justice. Years passed. History books skipped her name. But in Black homes, in stories passed from elders to children, she lived on as proof that you don't have to be chosen to be powerful. Claudette Colvin grew into a woman who carried her past not as a wound, but as a torch. And for the Black community, her story became a quiet lesson. That bravery isn't always loud. That heroes can be young. And that sometimes, the first spark doesn't get the glory. But without it, the fire never starts.